Brokers not welcomed. When should sellers simply say no? Next on Realty Bites from entertainingrealestate.com. From home movies to the silver screen, we play out our lives against the backdrop of real estate. Hi, this is Reyes, journalist, real estate expert, and Imagineer. And today I'll be your host for the very first podcast from Entertaining Real Estate, which is ironically titled Brokers Not Welcomed. I'd like to start off today by admitting how much I hate housework. I have two small children, Adrian and Roxanne, and no matter how much I try to keep things in order, they are way better at creating chaos than I am at picking it up. If I could afford it, I would love to pay someone to clean my house every single day. But you know what? I'll call myself lucky if I can afford to at least do it once a month. And that also goes for a lot of for sale by owners these days. They know the value of a real estate broker. They're aware of the statistics that show how an agent can help them sell faster and for more profit. But they simply can't afford one. Now, if you're a real estate professional, you might be thinking that a 4 to 6% commission is really a small percentage of the sale. But let's look at the numbers. Let's say Mr. and Mrs. Johnson are leaving the city and simply have no other choice but to sell. They're asking $100,000 because according to the recent sales, that is probably the highest their house will go for. But unfortunately, they still owe $92,000 on their home. That leaves them with only an $8,000 gross profit if they're lucky enough to sell the house for asking price. So you see that small 4 to 6% commission is starting to translate into 50 to 80% of their total earnings. Plus, when you start to factor in all the costs incurred with the sale, such as county stamps, attorney fees, insurance cost, well, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson are going to be left with a negative equity on their home. If you have to sell and you have very little equity, then it's absolutely critical that you try to at least break even. Perhaps hiring a real estate attorney while you sell the home yourself could be an attractive alternative, but never ever try to sell your home unrepresented by some kind of real estate professional, whatever their title might be, because your buyers might be represented by their own real estate shark, and that could end up costing you money. Of course, that's only if you have no other choice but to sell with low equity. But guess what? More often than not, you do. For example, what if instead of selling the property, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson hire a real estate agent to try and rent that property as quickly as possible, at the cost of 1 month's rent as commission? In addition, maintenance to the home and other rental costs could be further offset by hiring a property manager or a maintenance company to help the Johnsons manage that property from another state. If there's equity in the property, no matter how small, it is always the best option to try to rent it and hold on to it for as long as possible to try and increase that equity margin and eventually turn that house into an income-producing asset. That is always the best choice. And remember, our daily living is what gives real estate its value and worth, because real estate is nothing without people. Until next time, this is Reyes for entertainingrealestate.com.